Ready for it. Okay, so first, who we going to talk about? We're going to talk about Miss Kamala. We are going to talk about how Mars is retrograding, going to affect our special people. Okay, we have a interest in them, and yeah, also too. First, let me just say, if you are a member of my club, okay, go ahead and let me know, who do you want me to analyze their chart and their current transits or predictive astrology for? I was thinking of doing Justin Bieber. Listen, it could be anyone. Go ahead. Don't put it. You can put the comment down below. But if you are a club member, you get to vote, and I'll put that video up for anyone. Okay. But let's talk about Miss Kamala first, right? And let's bring her chart up actually and see what we have for her. And let's see what we have for this retrograde. I'm actually going to go now. And I think I'm going to go. We'll start with December 6th, actually. Okay. So, what we have here for December 6th is Mars is going to, first of all, Mars is going to retrograde in Leo in her third house. Now, why is it not showing this? Do I have the wrong dates? Oh, I didn't even do December. I'm in October. Okay, so December 6th, Mars is going to retrograde. See, it starts to retrograde at 6 degrees. So it's going to retrograde in our third house. What does that represent? The third house is all about communication. It's all about, ooh, let's see how she's going to be with speeches. Now, this is speeches on stage, but this is something with communication, like her writing something or her with technology and social media. It may not look good for her. Okay. She already has a Mars in Leo, which is very interesting. I never paid attention to that. Did I? Have I? Maybe during Leo season. But it's very interesting that she has a Mars in Leo already. So she already is like, I am here to be a leader. That girl was like, I am not to be a vice president. Anyway, but Mars in Leo in the third house is going to be reevaluating her communication, her strategies for communication, maybe her public messaging, or Leo does represent that self-expression. So maybe how she comes across to people, maybe that will be a change, or there will be a conflict with that. Misunderstandings with her campaign could be happening, or some conflicts with her campaign. Remember, revisiting. So maybe there's revisiting of past statements or past actions, fine-tuning a debate. This is the house of debating. Ooh, let's see if she gets into an argument or a debate or some type of verbal conflict with someone. Of course, we're dealing with Trump. Ooh, when is the debates? I don't know the date of the debate. Should I look that up real quick? Hold on, let me see. That would be great to know. Debate, presidential debate. Presidential debate 2024. Ooh, says 2 hours ago. Here is what we know. New York Times. New York Times gets on my nerves. Okay, you got to pay to see. Okay, let me see. Presidential debate is going to happen. It just says what time. What date is it going to happen? This is annoying me. What channel? It tells me what channel. It does not give me a date. Am I not reading how to watch a presidential debate between Trump and Harris? Let me put, when is the debate? When date for debate, presidential debate. Here we go. Let's see. Will it give us a date? Drum roll 24. Oh my gosh. What did I get myself into? September 10th. Debate between President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris will be September 10th. So that won't be fun because I ain't got nothing to do with what we're talking about here. However, what will be interesting is the eclipse that is supposed to happen September 17th. That is the next video. Okay, so subscribe for that. Anyway, back to Miss Kamala, and I'll pull up and see what she's doing on the 17th. But right now we're talking about Mars retrograde. So stay focused, Danyell. Increase focus on media and public relations could be happening. Reflecting on local campaign and promises and policies that she has. If you hear anything in the background, my son is doing dishes, but I don't know if you can hear that. But I will advise him to keep it down. December 31st is when we have the next thing for her. December 31st is actually when we have the first thing for her. And do we need to do it on an exact day? Okay. So Mars in this third house is basically what we're going to get. A lot of redefining of her campaign, of her speeches, of what she's saying, her social media, debates and arguments. That's what we're going to get from Ms. Kamala as a whole, right? Now, when it enters, when it gets around this 1 degree, it will be opposing. First of all, Pluto, that's for everyone. Get ready for the power struggles to be. This could be a mystery too, but there's some healing. There's something deep, and this is something dealing with the group. Also, this could be dealing with technology. I talked about Mark Zuckerberg giving that letter and, the corrupt system of social media. That could be affecting her, not necessarily because I don't see it hitting any of her planets. However, now this Mars in Leo is going to square her Mercury. Ooh. Oh, actually, this will affect her in a big way. Hold up, y'all. I'm just now catching this. Wait a minute. Pluto in Aquarius is going to be opposing Mars. This is power struggles, okay? And Aquarius could represent Kamala, right? Kamala always represents Aquarius. Obama represents Aquarius to me because they are different, right? They are the first of their time to do something like a female, even Indian female. Forget just the black part, just her being an Indian running or being vice president is so different for American, right? And not Native American Indian. You're talking about Indian, okay? Just for the people who, my kids are always like, why are you saying Indian? I'm sorry, it's from my upbringing. It's ignorant, okay? But that's what I'm saying. So she is the first of the first. Obama, the first of the first. Okay, so there's that. Now, and then they always are for the people of the cause. Aquarius is like humanitarian. I don't really get that from Kamala. That's my personal opinion. But okay, whatever. Power struggles with her being a leader is not working with what she's saying. Ooh, and this is dealing with her work ethic. This is dealing with something dealing with work ethic, sixth house and presidency. I would think that this is dealing with something that needs to clear out, something that needs to be very efficient in her words. So let's see how this play out. This is not a crucial degree. This is a first degree, but it will be rushed. Communication conflicts, potential misunderstandings, tension in her daily campaign and operations, reevaluating her communication, potential for mistrust and strategic missteps. This is going to be really big in a communication aspect because the third house is in the communication. This is communication. This is also communication. So let's see how around December 23rd. This could be leading up before. So let's say around Christmas until the 31st. Increased scrutiny from social media or her opponents with social media. Health and stress management concern also too, okay? Especially with this. This is also dealing with health, the sixth house placement, okay? Now, June 10th. Let's see what we have for June 10th for her. Okay, June 10th, this is actually a quincunx, right? So Mars is now quincunx Saturn, okay? Okay, so Saturn, again, I told you it's a structure, it's rules, it's not structure, it's not rules. It is structure, but it is challenges and lessons. Okay, so now her trying to achieve things is going to bring some challenges and is going to make her uncomfortable. Okay, these are things that we shouldn't be hidden. This is also dealing with her resources. Okay, resources from America, because Cancer could represent America, or her home, or her legacy, or her past. Okay, tensions between her emotional reactions and rational planning, challenges in balancing personal security and social responsibilities, reevaluating her leadership style and her approach to authority, adjustment needed in approaching her goals and responsibilities. Now, this is publishing, this is on stage, kind of on stage, it's kind of easing into the stage, right? But this is around the world and a lot of people can see it. And there's some uncomfortable tensions with her achieving things, especially when it comes to finances, okay? So let's see how her responsibilities and frustrations, how it might be misaligned, okay? Learning patience and emotional discipline, okay? Now on the 11th, Cancer is going to, okay, the Mars in Cancer is going to square her sun. Okay. Her achieving things, not going to be good, especially when it comes to the finances and what she thinks valuable. This is the fifth house of leadership. Maybe things are not looking so great for her. Even though this is around Inauguration Day, and I've already done a video on her during Inauguration Day. I think I said Kamala will be president. I don't know what the title is, but check that out. But there is something squaring her ego. Okay. Squaring means challenge. There is a challenge with her ego, like emotional reactions and a public image. Are people like, nah, we fighting against you? There's war against you, challenges, and I don't want to say public speaking because these are so connected. So something thinking and how she's achieving things is not working with how she's trying to get it. Okay. What else do I have? Leadership style and campaign strategies issues. Conflict with her allies because that is Libra. Oh, I wonder if the vice president, are they going to conflict with achieving things for what they value. Okay. But look out for that day. There's some vulnerability here. There's a challenge here, and there's some lack of harmony and maybe some aggression here. And maybe it's not being done like in your face because we're dealing with that Cancer retrograding. Now, also on the 11th, let me see. Mars in Cancer is in her second house. It's going to also, oh, yeah, she's born on a full moon, people. She's born on an Aries full moon. Very intense energy, right? But so it's also going to square her emotions and her home, something with her group, aka her party, which could be the Democrats. Emotionally, she feels insecure and she's lacking there. Let's see what that plays out. That is on the 11th. So let's look at that starting January 7th. Okay. But the inauguration day is on the 15th. After inauguration day, she does have some positivity. Mars is going to actually sextile her moon. So she is going to feel a little bit more positive there. Why do I have that on the 19th? Mars in Cancer. Oh, it's going to sextile her Jupiter. So that's very optimistic. Jupiter is expansive. It's the good luck planet. That works, but we won't see what happened here because the 12th house is about secrets. So let me see what else we have. Yeah, just a bunch of other sextiles. Sextiles mean that it's positive, but it may not, if she's not working hard. I mean, I think she'll be working hard, but on February 11th, Mars is going to sextile her Venus and support. So she may be getting some more money and more support at that time. But yeah, so that is what we have for Kamala. I would say mostly around January 11th. And, I told you around January 11th, actually, let me go back to the 15th here. I told you these two things are conjunct on the 15th, and this is what? Oh yeah. This is next year. I'm like, wait, what? Why am I confused? These two things are conjunct. So I feel like leading up to the election, there is going to be like a rebellion. Something is going to happen here. So let's see how that plays out with the inauguration day. Okay. But that is what we have for Kamala. Something I think December 31st, no bueno. January 10th, no bueno. January 11th. So it looks like towards the end of December and mid January, it doesn't look good for her. Not saying that she's not going to win, because I feel like she will win. There's a lot of support here. And Saturn in this house means that there's more responsibilities in being in your career and your job. So I do think it's very optimistic. Jupiter in that first house, very optimistic. I'm telling you right now, I would want this. Okay. Put this in my chart right now. There are some secrets. There's some delusions happening here. Delusions. I always say, am I saying that right? There's some illusions happening here. Some secrets, some chaos. There is some protesting happening too. Her open enemy is very positive for her, or maybe they are really part of her personality, really part of the image of what she has. That could be happening. Anyway, but overall, I still think she looks like she's the best candidate. Not saying me personally of what I want to vote for, but in astrological wise, I think it looks good for her. Okay, so now let's get into the Trump, and let me take some more tea. Okay. And we're going to get into Donald Trump's chart. Did I sip in the thing again, you guys? So here is the Trumpster, right? Oh, actually, before I do that, let me pull a card for her. Let's see what we have for Mars. Remember, Mars also she's supposed to be, she's vice president. Okay. So she still should be working. I don't know if she's working or not. I mean, because running for I don't know how you can do both. I mean, I couldn't do both because I want to focus on being the best. What's going on? Are you leaving? Cash, did you close that window? Do that because I always have a and then put that bar thing down. Up there. Okay, but it's close. All right, you put that bar down now. Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay, all right. Sorry about that. Okay, let me pull a card on Kamala. Thank you guys for staying and watching. Okay, again, we have things are looking great for her. She looks like she's getting a lot of love, a lot of compassion. Okay, let's see what else we have for her. I'll pull out a few cards, okay? A few cards so we can get into the details. Okay, so looks positive. Oh, looks like she's going to lose something. There is some grief. She's focused on what she doesn't have and not what she does have. That's not positive. But a lot of love. There is patience and persevering. Looks like things are going to be moving slow, but her cup is running over with new opportunities in love and partnerships. I'm curious. Let me pull a card on what she is going to. Ooh, she's walking away for something that no longer serves her. Let's see what this Mars in Leo is going to represent, or this Mars in Cancer. She's walking away. She's looking sad at what she doesn't have. This also is a card of grief and loss. And she's walking away from what no longer serves her emotionally too. Okay. Let's see how that plays out for her. Ooh, I can't wait to see how that turns out for her. Okay. We'll set this aside because we'll see what Trump is going to get. Okay. So now let's get into Trump and his astrology, and then we'll get into the horoscopes. Okay, real fast. I'm gonna do these horoscopes. I'm sorry, I always do the horoscopes fast, but I am hungry now. Okay, so let's get into Trump. Now, Trump, Mars is going to retrograde in his first house. Okay, and you see it goes back into his second house. But let's go to when it retrogrades, which it goes into 6 degrees is when it starts retrograding. Mars in his first house. This is a big deal for him. Okay. When I was breaking this down, I was thinking like this is going to affect him more than it will affect Kamala. I mean, Kamala's resources and finances and her communication. Sure, that's a big deal. This is his self. This is him. The first house is all about you. Okay. So this is going to affect him himself. Okay. Fluctuations in energy. He may not feel motivated. He may lack energy. Public image challenges. This is going to be a problem of people questioning, and I wonder if this is going to be the leader we will. And I'm saying just people who support Trump. I try to be very neutral, and so you can understand the information, okay, of everything, okay. But the public image challenge may be challenging him, revisiting past actions and statements, potential conflicts and confrontations. Sure, he's a Leo rising, and remember, this is going to retrograde and dip back into the 12th house. But yeah, his ascendant is down here, but this still is his first house. Focus on self and reflection. He may reassess his campaign or his campaign strategy. That is all about Trump. Public perception is going to be a big issue, okay? And his energy level, he may have an energy level. This also could represent the heart too. I do want you to understand. This is out of here around December 12th. Now this was in his house of health. So that's out of there. And if he still doesn't have any health issues and everything's fine, which check out my previous videos for that, then this is more about like his enemies, and his enemies are having some power and a lot of support, which is Kamala. Kamala, again, to me, represents Aquarius, and now she got some power, and she's very secretive, and yeah. and there's support here as this is retrograding for him in his house. So it doesn't look good for Kamala. I mean, for Trump in that regards. Okay, so let me go to the December 18th. Okay, and they have different dates because they have different natal charts. Okay, so not all things, the dates that affect Kamala are going to affect Trump, but on the 18th we have this is somewhat positive. This is a sextile, right? So Mars is going to sextile his Neptune, and this is a little bit touching these things too, which is his north node, which is what he's supposed to achieve, and his ego and his drive. So there may be some drive and maybe some energy, some unexpected things happening there, and maybe even something with the internet and social media and his party and communicating that. That's very positive for him that day. However, it's sextile. He has to really work on it. Now, on the 19th, though, also we have it that it's squaring his MC, and the MC is like the work, him being on stage, who he is, what we see him as, and conflict with his between his personal drive and desires and his professional goals. Okay, things that he wants to achieve, all of a sudden it's not working for his business and his career. Potential for career setbacks or frustrations. Reassessing professional direction and public image. Need to for patience and strategic action. Managing his impulsivity, because that Mars retrograding can make him like do without thinking. We already know how he does, right? And avoiding conflict, a lot of conflicts too, regarding his work. So let's see how that plays out. Again, not good. Now, for everyone, January 2nd, we have this opposition here. Let me see how it looks for him, because I had noticed it. The opposition is here. That January 2nd, I don't see it hitting anything for him. I mean, it is still squaring his career a little bit. And then that means this is squaring too. Yeah, and this is his open enemy is squaring his challenge. So I think Kamala is doing great around this time in regards to her competition, not in regards to her personally. Okay, that might be a different story. So be ready for that. Now, this opposing in that seventh house is intense power struggles and conflicts. Yeah, he can't see eye to eye at all with his open enemy. Okay, maybe there is some hidden conflicts here that could be happening too. Something that's a mystery, because Pluto is sometimes a mystery. Now, this is going to go in his 12th house. And now this is when things get a little suspicious. As I say, I was very suspicious of politics and politicians and government and people who have power. And now we have it in this 12th house. Okay, so when Mars hits his 12th house, that means things are hidden. Okay, hidden drives, hidden motives. Okay, I've discussed this already in a previous yesterday's video. So we already have that happening now on the 2nd. No, I already said that on the 16th. I just feel like there's hidden things here. This also could represent as it support, and it's like a secret love affair. Could happen. Okay, or and this is repeating, so like maybe someone will leak something of a secret love affair that could be happening here. But on the 16th also, when it conjunct Venus his second time. Okay, also his Venus is conjunct a fixed star. So his Venus is not just a Venus, like everyone's Venus is just a Venus. So Venus in Cancer is loving and sensitive. No, his is conjunct a fixed star called Procyon, Proc, Yon. Okay, there's violence here. This is not a good fixed star to be connected to, and this fixed star, far as like support and love conjunct that Venus, is violence. And not saying that he's violent, this could be a secret enemy that could be violent towards him. Again, I've said in previous videos that this 12th house also represents endings. This could be an attack on him. I don't think it's necessarily on him, but it's maybe America. Cancer does represent America to me. But there's something of an attack, something with violence. Okay. Also, this represents occult, this Venus, occult, and also occult politics. Okay. So all, could be negative Just so you know, this is not a positive thing. This also represents sudden disaster too, and he's attracting it. Because Venus is what you naturally attract. Okay. So intense inner reflection, emotional restraint, confronting hidden fears or limitations, discipline and hard work and behind the scenes activity, secret or hidden relationships or desires, which I was saying earlier, intense focus on spirituality and healing, yada, yada, yada. I don't think that's it. I think there's some frustration and some isolation that could be happening here, or some secret. Mars is the attack. So a secret enemy is attacking him, and he's naturally attracting it through his support. This is also an ending of a cycle. And I'm just going to say that because I said it enough in the last video. An ending of something, an ending of, could be him, I don't know. But this also could be because we're retrograding. So revisiting some past relationships, or revisiting hidden desires, that old lover that he had, it was secret. Maybe that's coming out, but it's a secret. We may not see it. Okay. Deep emotional healing, releasing old patterns. What else do we have? Uncovering hidden things. It's not uncovering. So take that back. Just some secret stuff. Now, Venus also represents our finances, right? So financial matters and the self-worth. There is some drive to achieve it. Conjunctions are good and bad. So this is strong, and it could be good or bad. Whatever it is, we may not see it. And if we do see it, that means it's the ending of it. Okay. So that basically is what that means. Now, on the 21st of January, oh, these are in a week, so we'll just do it here. So on the 21st of January, Cancer, Mars in Cancer is going to conjunct Saturn. Now this here is the bigger doozy, you know, because Saturn is a bigger planet, and it's malefic, meaning it's negative, it's doom, 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 doom. And when you have it, Mars conjunct this, not only is it conjunct Saturn, the planet of doom, but it's also 23 degrees. It's also quincunx his moon. Okay, his moon is where he feels insecure and emotional about. Okay, so it's quincunx that, and he feels kind of insecure about being a leader. Just so y'all know, it's up in the chart. And this is also conjunct his South Node, which is something he should be releasing. Just so you know. Okay, so what I have this is confronting deep-seated fears and emotional restrictions, emotional and psychological reevaluation. Now, the quincunx is going to be an emotional adjustment, and he doesn't quite feel right. It feels very uncomfortable. Reevaluating boundaries, because Saturn represents boundaries with his emotions. Karmic lessons could be happening here. This is something that's constantly repeated, and he's also repeat this thing here too because it's retrograding. Okay, yeah, so that's what we have. And on the 30th, so far I haven't said positive aspects with Mars entering retrograding for him, have I? Let me see, let me check, because Kamala had some, didn't she have some positive ones? I think he has some sextiles, but sextiles not as, you know, you want to see trines. Let me see. I don't see anything positive so far. Hold on. He had a sextile, he has a square, opposite, square, opposition, conjunctions could be good or bad. Quincunx, quincunx. Yeah. So far, Mars retrograding in the sign Leo and Cancer is not working for him. Mars on the 30th, already said that, right? It's going to quincunx his South Node. Yeah, I discussed that. Releasing something, and he's not releasing it. What is he? The power struggle. Maybe the enemy is not releasing it, though. The secret enemy is not releasing something from his past. That could be happening, and we may not see it. Now, on the 11th of February, which is the last aspect of Trump, Mars retrograding, we have, I'll do it on the 13th, right? And we have that it's going to square his Jupiter. Now, this is a positive planet, so this may not be necessarily bad. Mars again is going to be moving in a secretive way because we can't see it. It's also retrograding, but we can't see what's going on in that 12th house. Just so you know, hidden things, secrets, mystery. Not mystery. This is more mystery, but because a mystery you can solve. So that's the difference between the mysteries in the 8th house versus the secrets in the 12th house. We may not ever find out what's happening here. But yes, but now it's going to square Jupiter. Squaring is not necessarily, when it's Jupiter, not necessarily negative, but it could be doing too much. Okay. Like too harmonious, because we're dealing with Libra. Okay. Yeah. Maybe something big with law. Maybe he's overconfident, impulsive, needs a balance between being assertive and being diplomatic. Is that Trump? I don't think so. Opportunity, but lately he has been listening to someone, and it's coming off of more diplomatic, because I think the people who are really supporting Trump are mad because of the abortion thing, and he's being more diplomatic with it. So that could be a thing. Opportunities for personal relationship growth through conflict. There is some conflict though. Reevaluation beliefs and actions in relationships. Okay, because there is something. Or this also could be representing JD Vance, because this also represents his partner in crime. Okay, or his wife. But I feel like she's obsolete to this thing. Let me just pull it back to voting. First of all, I did talk about him inauguration. For him to have Mars in the House of Secrets, this is doesn't make sense to me, because if you are running for president, this Mars, why is it hidden? Why are you in isolation? Also, could be representing hospitals too, just for you guys to know. Also, unexpected things here. Like this could be social media with his career, but there's nothing else. He's not on January 15th, inauguration day, he's not giving extra work like Kamala. Kamala is giving Saturn some extra work, some extra responsibilities. He's got some unexpected things happening to him. This also is the planet that got him shot, because it was next to Algol, the fixed sign. So this is not looking good for as being president January 15th. I know it says the 16th, but it's just the next day over. But there is optimism far as like his party or a group. However, not as being a leader. Okay. Also, this represent leadership, and Jupiter is sitting in his party, but not sitting in the platform of the world. I mean, this could represent, because leadership is in the house of his party, a group. There could be some type of positivity in running for president here, and expecting some unexpected surprises that could happen. Sure. I'm telling you what it means. I'm not telling you if it's a yes or no. I already told you what I thought my opinion of it is, but this is inauguration day, and I want to pull back. Mars retrograding still here. That's the whole point of this, right? Let me pull back on election day, which is, we'll do, see, the election period, like how long does it last? Doesn't it last 7 days? I don't know elections anymore. But Mars is aggressive in that first house. So election day, we are dealing with some, it's not retrograding, but it's in the post retrograde. But we are dealing with some, he is still trying to achieve some stuff here during election day. It is starting to oppose though. This Pluto, a power of health. Be ready, because he has some health here. This could also represent an old man. He is an old man, Capricorn, or the establishment here. But this is the house of health. Okay, a lot of support, a lot of love in his health, and his co-workers, or people he's working with. That is happening. That is a crucial degree too there. Just let you know, and that's on the 11th. So there is some support from the government regarding his health, or there is some support from a structure, from a corporation, or some finances regarding some work here. Okay, so we do have that. That's what we have for Trump. Let me pull, let me see. Yeah, let me pull his tarot for him. And let's see what we have. You see that I cut his arm off? I was being lazy when picking this picture. Okay. Do you see these circles here? Lazy deleting that too. Pointing out all the faults. But we're going to pull some cards for Trump. Okay. We got 3 cards for Trump. He's going to keep persevering. He's going to keep moving, and he's not going to be looking back. Okay. He might be having some decisions that he has to make, but he doesn't care. He's going to use his intuition, which is great. This is also emotional. This is Cancer. This makes me think the Mars in Cancer might be a bigger deal than to him than anything. And that Mars in Cancer is that secret house. The Mars in Leo may not be as big as a Cancer. Again, we have the moon, and the moon is when it's dark. What happens in the dark? There's some fear. There's some insecurity here. Very dark energy emotionally. The moon also is the ruler of Cancer. And also makes me think of the eclipse that's coming up. Also makes me think of the full moons that I did discuss earlier. So let's see how that affects him. Actually, let me tell you the dates of that. again. Full moon. Let me see. It was 2 full moons. Yeah, there's a full moon in Cancer, January 13th. Full moon in Cancer, that is a few days before the inauguration. That could be affecting him. This is what the cards are saying, because this is a moon in Cancer. Okay, literally. New moon in Aquarius, January 29th, but will be past the inauguration date. And on the 12th is a full moon in Leo. So we do have that happening for him. And it looks like he's moving on to a different life. Okay, not different life physically, but he's transitioning. And he has to get some healing. He's transitioning, and there is some healing. This is completely different from Kamala's cards. This is someone who is dealing with a lot of emotions, a lot of negativities, but at the end, he has to leave, okay? And he has to separate himself and go on another journey, not a new journey, but just separate from the negativity of what we have here, okay?